Thank you very much. It's a special edition of the GPL transfer update. Today, I am with Coach Vicente Abiu, and so we are doing a transfer update together. And so, I have promised you special transfer deals this year. I'll be doing it with you, and so you just don't have to miss Mo TV. We'll bring you all the exclusive. We'll tell you what is happening. Today, when I mention the exclusive, Coach will tell us what we should expect ahead of the new season. Coach, it's been an interesting season. We'll come back to the exclusive ones. People are talking about Kotoko doing the best of signings, Saka Dauda, Emmanuel Entry, Samuel Tinedu, and then two Sudanese players also joining. Then Abet Amwa, you know Abet Amwa, you know Emmanuel Entry at Olympics. You worked with them at Great Olympics. What is the special quality these two players add up to the current Asante Kotoko team? And the 12 signings Kotoko have done, including goalkeeper Kamara Mohammed, would they have a positive impact in the coming season?
All right, thank you. I think, once the season comes to an end, you need to do signings. And signings are based on your evaluation and assessment you've done in the previous season. And maybe during the previous season, you might be scouting the players whilst you were playing them. So let's take it, a technical team is made up of a lot of people. So you play each team twice or more in a season.
Yeah.
Either 2 league games, that is compulsory, and likely to play them in an FA Cup.
Yes.
So just imagine you played a team 2 games with the same player like Emmanuel Entry, play him again in FA Cup, then you are double sure that he's a good player. So you've done that assessment already. So that is what coaches will basically do, and that is what they've done. So bringing all this, mentioning the names look juicy and make it interesting. It is a team. There are teams, the moment they mention it, you want to coach it. If you're a coach, you feel like you want to coach it. But buying them, putting them together are 2 different things.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the names you mentioned, Entry came in just whilst I was leaving. He was one of the early players who came in whilst we were leaving when the top 6 was being played. Such a fantastic player, a very good ball handler. He's able to run with the ball, especially his aggression is good when it's beyond the center circle. That's in the third half. From the mid-section to the third half, if you're a defender, you are not careful, mind you are going to commit a lot of errors where you're able to give you free kicks and penalty kick as well. So I think it's a good signing. Saka Dauda is one of my players.
Saka Dauda.
Almost all the players are players I was in love with when the league was ongoing. Apart from the 2 Sudanese, I don't know. All the 10 players were virtually on my list. So assuming I was a coach for another team, I'll also be chasing all those players you've mentioned. Because Saka Dauda, Entry, as far as these 2, and the rest were
Patrick Esiedu, and then Lord Amwa.
They were all on the list, especially on our GP statistics show. Figures, data and statistics show. I think anytime we mention, you could see their names, I'll repeat. So, no.
Okay, Coach, we are looking at the signings, but then one of the key players, we are focused on Kumasa Asante Kotoko. We'll move to her to folk. Now, before we started the program, I've made contact on Shaukan Honaf Mohammed. Shaukan has been one of the discovery in the Premier League, especially in the second round for Accra Lions, defensive midfield. Especially when Dominic Nzombila was out for Accra Lions, we thought it would be very difficult for them to proceed. But then we've realized that they picked up and finished second, having their best moments in the league so far. Shaukan is heading to Kotoko, and per the report, it is happening. His personal terms is expected to be done this week. The team's agreement at a point in time, Accra Lions said he has a contract with them. The player thought that he's a free agent, but he has a contract 1 year, and so they have to pay something. Kotoko have to pay something to Accra Lions. How do you see this deal, Shaukan to Kotoko? Because it has not happened. Accra Lions releasing their player to another Premier League side. Usually, it is when the player is free from Accra Lions, so when they have the opportunity to play for another Premier League side.
Something makes it difficult for them, but I think it's such a wonderful player. Every bit of him, he knows when to touch the ball, when to move the ball into space. Offensively, defensively, he has got both. You hardly see somebody sharing both perfectly. And when you have such a player in the middle, you have such a player keeping the ball very well. So I think it's a good signing, and it is good that that problem was rectified, so that it doesn't create a problem for us as people. So Accra Lions are into business, definitely. they are doing a lot of
The
foreign,
player wants to go.
and the player wants to go. So once the player wants to go, it's left with a year. It's not when the player stays, he will definitely go in the second round for
Yes.
free.
Yes.
So why don't you go for something that can get you another player or such a player, because you are a good developer. They, when it comes to development, they develop very well.
Yes.
That is why all these players go to Kotoko. Make it a good, make it a squad. We'll see how we turn the squad into a team and a team back into a squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at Kotoko in general, it looks like now they've signed every position. So the goalkeeping Kamara joins Asari. The right back Lord Amwa is there with Imano Kute. The left back Patrick Esiudu is there with a Sudanese player Hamid. The two centre backs Samba O'Neill is there. Apart from him, they've signed Ablo, who is also a centre back. Then you go to the midfield defensive. Shao Kahn is coming. Tinedu is coming. The only problem is that they already have Chiba for available, and they have Andrews Intimate, who is also a defensive midfielder. Emmanuel Entry goes to the central. Already, they have Baba Yaya and Co in the midfield. Then attack, they signed Albert Amwa, and then they've also signed a Sudanese striker. They have Elvis Chiba. It looks like after parting ways with 23 players, Kotoko have been able to assemble quality player at each position in their current squad.
Yes, we can't take anything away from them in terms of quality. But I know a season ago, we said similar things.
Yes.
We said similar
Yeah,
things.
especially in the second round.
We said when they've signed
Quality
when Cote and the rest were coming.
Yes.
So it puts some level of fear in you who understand the game. That is that not what we said the same season? We have to be very cautious.
Yes.
What we are saying in this particular season
Yeah.
again. Because that year too, it was massive.
Yes.
The recruitment was massive.
Yes.
And there were players who were not bench warmers. So there were players who were doing regular like the same squad.
Yeah, Kote was playing week in, week out.
Week in, week out for Swat-Remain.
Yes.
Week in, week out.
Yes.
One of the finest right back.
Yes.
But most of them came in. Amos Morrison was there.
Enoch Morrison
was there. But finally, what happened? They all didn't perform to our satisfaction.
Yes.
So after getting the players, pairing them is another important thing.
Yeah.
If you cannot pair them very well, and for them to have that environment of understanding, you need the environment first, and to must go into the brain to understand to have that the same way of playing. Then you may have good players, and you will still be struggling.
Wow.
Assuming the season starts again, and Kotoko is not performing, you can imagine the pressure.
The pressure will come.
Definitely.
Especially on the coach.
Especially on the coach. When, like, the number is gone and the same number has come in, when the story is the same. If you can pick our interviews and play it back, it will sound like we are speaking last year, this year. In terms of depth in squad.
Yes.
Because I remember our friend Nidaku.
Yeah, Nidaku Kotoko.
On your Wednesday show.
Yes, on Max FM.
On Max FM said that every position is like 2 or 3.
And they have video analysis.
And they have 3 video analysis. So we don't do the blend very well. So what I'm saying is, my fear is to watch the first 5 games you posted. For me to come out on Kotoko with the players, fantastic. But because we said similar things, I don't want to commit myself like we all did and Ada who did more than us. You understand?
Yes.
So I want to be very cautious on how you analyze the team. At least I want to watch them play in a few friendly games.
Okay.
2, 3 friendly games. Then they confirm what you are saying. They play some low-profile games.
Yes.
They are climbing up. I think I wish to watch that game against Mediaman.
At the new stadium.
Then because it's almost about getting into the 6th week of off-season, pre-season, the teams are almost coming into in-season. So I'd love to watch this tempo game because it's always a difficult game in the league for both teams. And I would like to see that game and see the temperament of the players, how they take it. Because playing has Kotoko as opponents, me being a coach, it's never a normal game. When you're in Kumasi, Babaya, and you hear the roar sometimes, you don't manage your players very well. The roar is even just a goal. The same way when you come to Accra, and you hear the Phobia song, when the Phobia supporters are in their element. I'm talking about when I was on Great Olympics.
Yes.
When you hear the roar sometimes, you don't want to come out from the tunnel. Until your team start gelling, you are so quiet that the fear naturally catches you. Not just your team alone, both teams.
Okay.
But it seems like you are rooting for me, so I'm that confident. So I think the signing move, I told you, I would love to coach that team if given to me today because I've seen the players. So the pairing, the position, how to position them, how are they going to attack, how to defend. Because in the Democracy League, Democracy Cup, it was a fresh game, but they attacked very well. But at a point in time, they were defending poorly. But because Hasselhoff couldn't do anything well, Kotoko had it right. But that is not a standard. So what they did in that cup in terms of attack, or when Has building the attack, if you do the video analysis, you're able to plot. Sometimes you see them in a triangular and a square shape at the same time, which was very beautiful. And so if that is what we are going to see, then interesting, we're going to see an interesting league and goal scoring, a free scoring side.
All right, so we'll look at Kotoko once more before we move to the club. So we are looking at Kotoko, Has, Samartex, and Swatreman. We are looking at the club's preparations. And today, this is where we are looking at the transfer updates. We pick the updates, then we analyze. We pick the updates, we analyze. So, like you watch on the Mo TV YouTube, kindly subscribe. My name is Shaban Mohammed. This is Coach Vicente Abiu. He is the man who always follows the Premier League. He understands the in and out of the Premier League. Tell your colleagues to subscribe to Mo TV, follow Mo TV, enjoy Mo TV. And so this is where we talk Ghana Premier League. So today, we are the residents of Coach Vicente Abiu to discuss the Premier League and tell you what the transfer is going to have an effect on the league. So the impact of the transfers and what we should expect in the coming season. Coach, there have been an interesting story. We thought Kotoko would have ended the season 2023-24 with just 23 players leaving. But at the end of the day, Nuruddin Yusuf Mohammed, one of your centre backs we've always spoken about, and Kotoko have mutually parted ways. Why? Because of his work, the nursing and his football career. I thought they could have solved this issue because Kotoko is a big club. They could have just a call to transfer the player from Temale to Kumasi. But with you, what do you think would have been the situation? What do you think would happen having terminated the player's contract?
I think, like you said, these things are supposed to be managed simply. Where a big player who is doing well, first season, right?
Yes, first season.
Played not bad at all. By few mistakes, but you could see that drive and energy, especially when the game is on. Especially in big games like against House of Folk.
Yes.
He comes to the party. And if his work and this thing, a big club, and then when they work will write to. This is a health expert who is needed in every region. There's no region in Ghana that has got a full set of health people.
No.
Where if you want to do transfer, it's going to be difficult. We have been involved in such transfer. We've helped a lot of people to reposition themselves because of maybe even where your wife is, where your husband is. So when it comes to football, I think far back in the 60s, it was done. Where one teacher who was supposed to work for SNIT has to go and, do some few payments for it to be transferred to start working at SNIT. So I think if they could have done that, like you said, it's a big club, they should have done that to keep the player. Unless there's something else behind.
We don't know.
Which sometimes some of us will get to know later. There's something behind. So we find the nearest excuse that will sound good for all of us. But there might be something beyond that. So, but I feel once they parted ways and there's no fight, I don't believe in fighting with a club or a club fighting a player. Once it's done, and I like mutual ways. I like that word. When they say we parted ways, more and coach have parted mutually. We didn't fight, so we could come back again.
Yes. But interesting one. You have been in the Premier League. Dennis Gotre was a teacher for Ashgood. He came to Swatreman. He even played for Accra Lions in Accra at a point in time. Abdullah Idris, 2021 best goalkeeper. Because the reason why I'm mentioning this is that I've heard some fans saying, why is he parting ways because of nursing? We might not understand the situation because we've had players who are performing well in the league, who are working. Yes, Abdullah was a teacher.
He was one of the best goalkeepers. Finally, leaving to Tanzania.
Yes,
and he always go to class as well.
Yes.
And come to training session as well. And was the best. And if you speak to the students, it's one of the teachers they love so much.
Yes.
So when we play them there, most of the support were the students. So it's a way to drive even people to the stadium.
Nurses, Kotoko could have driven the nurses.
A lot.
Yes,
It's every fraternity you belong to. When I was with Great Olympics, right? Medina Adenta people will come to stadium. Even though I'm not the main head coach, but they feel like who we know is part of Olympics.
Yeah.
And that can easily get, most people spoke to your prep because they know me. Most people spoke to an worker because they know me. So when you come to stadium, you want to see an worker, have picture with him or something. It's easier for me to bring him to you than when you want to get him.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not a press man or something. So it is the relationship you create even on the bench have effect on the support base. You understand? That is why when the late Reso rest in peace, Kotoko goalkeeper, Sulama.
Yeah, Sulama Abdullahi.
You could see the number of Burkina base that were watching the Kotoko games in Kumasi.
Yes.
When it came to Accra, the same thing. That effect has been there because we have Nigerians here. We have everyone. So signing should even be strategic. Players should be picked with certain enclave, and those enclaves will definitely come to stadium because they want to cheer up. And it's also how player performance. Because we live in they live in a community with you. So they don't harm you, but they rather correct you through accusation. That like at times they say, "Oh, for and oh, you understand? I know trial below standard."
Yeah.
So the signing cut across. You look at the geographical location of the team. There, you look at other locations like how many Togolese are here. We need to find a fine Togolese player, maybe an Ivorian player, maybe a Burkinabe player, because Asante has something to do with the Burkinabe up north there. That's just what Lama was saying. Then when Kenichi came in, the Japanese community trooping. When Kenichi came in, the Japanese community trooping.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Kenichi left to Dallas, they were trooping in.
Yeah.
So it's strategic. It's strategic. So I think.
Okay. Coach, let's switch come to how to folk. It looks like Kotoko will just do Shao Kahn and we are done. And so let's move on to. So the Shao Kahn deal is on. If you are watching us live on Mo TV, the Shao Kahn deal is on. Expected to be done soon. And so very soon, Shao Kahn will join Kumasa Asante Kotoko, and for now, negotiations are still ongoing. People who ask me, I say yes, it is still ongoing. So the Shao Kahn deal will happen. My name is Shaba Mohammed. We are switching come to Hasufuk. Coach, Hasufuk have signed Benjamin Asare, a goalkeeper from Olympics. You know him very well. You have signed Samuel Amufa. He's a centre back at Liberty. When he went to Gold Stars, he was transformed to defensive midfielder, but usually in an away fixture. And then Asamoah free and then Michael Iwa Mensah. The other players who are having trials, Hussein Mohammed from DBB, he's an offensive midfielder. And then Sani Mohammed is also training with Hatofuk, he's a defender. Then Hatofuk are looking at signing a winger, Maudi Wayo. And this week they're expecting to get them up. Because I remember Maudi, you remember him very well at King Faisal with Enoch Morrison. Yes. And so Maudi Wayo is also joining Hatofuk very soon. August local discussion is ongoing, but it is not at the final stage yet. How do you see this Hatofuk girls so far? Is it impressive?
It's impressive. You know, the standard of the Ghanaian player run almost in the same rank. So if we are using numbers, that's what we call the A, B of rating. Okay, so let me use numbers. The A is usually between 100 and 90. Then the B plus is usually between 90 and 80. Then the B minus is usually from 80 to like 70.
Yeah.
Most of our players are not in the A category.
Almost all
the premier players. What needs to be done for them to get there? Not that they don't know how to play. It's a technical term I'm using here. When you place them on a velocity curve, we call it velocity curve. It's used to determine performance. So I'll connect it quickly and cover. Is the reason why we are not doing well in Africa? Because all our players are in B minus.
And they are playing A.
And they are competing with, if they go to, they are playing A league. The Premier League is supposed to be like A or B plus.
Yeah.
But when you go to Africa, like North Africa per se, All of them are almost all their players. The worst performed player is actually a B. But our best performed player is always fall on the B minus. B minus.
Okay.
So all the players you've mentioned, both Kotoko and Haas, all the players are in the same category. That is why you see good signing from a team, but they will struggle to beat an opponent.
Yeah.
I know whether you're getting that.
That is why Nations FC will gain promotion and go unbeaten at home.
That's when that is why Nation FC, who is like from Division 1, will all of a sudden gain promotion and finish on top of the league and do a record like unbeaten at home.
On a good pitch.
On a good pitch. So what it tells you, there's an addition. There's an add-up. So Nations bought the same B. So the Division 1s are supposed to be the B minus.
But they are still in the stage of the Premier.
But they are still in the stage of the Premier. So the moment the Premier team come and does things well, in terms of logistics, you know, I told you that every best game in the Premier League will be seen at Nations Park.
Yes.
And we saw it. Players are testifying to you, testifying already that the ball moves faster. And the ball is accurate when you pass the ball.
Yeah.
So what is happening is all the teams are going to come with category B minus players who are performing to come into category B.
I see.
It's the same thing happening to athletics. Where people were shouting, medal. They are all category C and D athletes we have. And they are competing with B and A. So there's no magic.
There's no magic.
No, there's
it's
no
like
magic.
You've not learned and you're going to write exam.
It's like you've not learned, your IQ is low, you yourself, you're not learning.
Yes. And you want to go and pass. It's not possible.
So I know what I'm saying. Somebody bring the Dreams FC performance.
Okay.
I know listeners would like to know that. Dreams FC produced a category B minus players who were prepared, moving towards a particular angle. Then they had a good pairing who were almost in Africa too, in the same category B zone.
Okay.
So Dreams FC was speaking after playing 4 matches. They now became like a B plus. They became a B plus, not yet full B plus, but they became a B plus. Because when we're in school, maybe they say 100 to 90 A, 80 to 70 B. So if I get 8, if I have 80, and you have 70, we are all in the B category.
Yes.
So after Dreams FC playing the Guinea team, the Nigerian teams, who were all category B minus like themselves, then they gain that exposure and that strength, and they move. Then when they moved again, then they play another B plus, who is Stade Malien. That was a positive game. So that actually confirmed Dreams FC to be a B plus team in Africa. Then they now want to meet an A team. So let me show you the trick here. So Dreams FC performed in the first leg better than in the second leg in Kumasi.
Yes.
So it is a B plus team that is struggling to write an examination against an excellent A class student. So we got the results. That made us cheerful. From the dressing room to the supporters, we were all cheerful. But remember, I gave you a caution that we might receive the dose here because the week interval was not long for us to recover for the category A game.
And they planned
it and they recovered for it.
Yes.
So no team in Ghana right now belongs to that category in terms of player development, player performance.
Okay.
But we are in B, and we are in B minus, which is leading to B plus.
Yeah.
So all the players everybody is signing, you must be careful of every player. And mind you, all our players play among themselves from primary school, nursery, secondary school,
Division 1.
So it is like, I'm not afraid of Mo. Mo is not afraid of me because when we are on show, we are on show. So that is what happens sometimes. Somebody will do a good signing on paper, like we all believe it's a good signing, but they can't match up an opponent. Or they are matching, the opponent is matching them. Prior to Kotoko Heart of Accra Lions game, even those who do betting who give more money to these people than these people. But look at how Accra Lions have to run Kotoko in that second leg.
Second leg 3-2.
The 3-2
Yes.
game. When Kotoko was not really low, but Accra Lions was able to outrun them in their favorite Kumasi. So Shaba, that is what happened. So Signing depends on what the coach is looking for and what the coach wants. So maybe the coach will say, I've done assessment and evaluation. These are the two words. You do evaluation, you do assessment, you do observation, you do interpretation, you do preparation. So once you're able to do that, your signing becomes good until the league starts. Then we can determine if the signing is not good. Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at something. Asama Batinifri, they've been commenting that he can't fit in the house team. Then against Kotoko, friendly game, democracy scored a goal. When you hear that media or people comment about player in quotes, it's not good and it's not this, what comes to mind? What would be the response to such comments, especially when we are in this environment and we need to also protect the players at a point in time?
Yeah, I think most people don't follow the league. Watching one game doesn't make you somebody who follow the league. You remember about 3-4 seasons ago, we virtually watch almost every game.
Every game.
If it's not live, we'll do it on TV to complement it.
Yes.
There was a season we watched about 68 videos, right?
Yes.
Apart from the league.
Yes.
We were watching 68 videos. I remember there was a day I watched 68 videos. That is why I know the league. So even if the league is done, some of us are not done. So you go back and watch, because if you watch the game with tension, there's a different interpretation.
Yeah.
If you watch the game with relaxation, like some of us who say, we don't support any club. I'm going to watch football. Let football win the winner. You're able to judge both teams. But if most pundits, hosts, radio presenters, most of us are supporters, analysts. We support analyzing with emotions.
Yes.
So I'm taking decisions with my emotions. At Real Madrid, rule number 1, today that's it free to anybody. And anybody who have chance to go and work with Madrid and they interview you, don't say you love the team with your club. They will not pick you.
Don't say you love it.
Like Midi Makuma.
I love it.
No. In Real Madrid, they work with their head, not their heart.
They can sack you anytime.
Yes. So you must work with your head. When you take decisions with your heart, you become partial. So I watch the game. If I'm watching Asante Kotoko, I'm watching Asante Kotoko as watching a Ghanaian club. If I'm watching House of Folk, I'm watching House of Folk, I'm watching a Ghanaian club. If I'm watching Olympics, King Fasa, any team.
That is why you can work for any of the team.
That is why I can work for any of the team.
You don't care.
No, because I'm working. But if I become so passionate about the team, that's where analysis go that way. So you watch the player one game, you put him off. As someone watching life, what is his weapon? Head.
That is all.
Marshall Kunedu, when he made history in Ghana, was his head. Oliver Bioff scored 21 goals or 19 goals in a season. 21 goals, 19 was head. So if you have a player like that, design the attacking pattern such a way that he always pick the second balls. And that's exactly how he got a goal against Kotoko.
So if you're able to cross 10 balls, you can score 3.
Yes, minimum of 2. You are rest assured. So we don't pick the player. Oliver Bioff at the last World Cup, even the one they won 2018, right? Oliver Bioff didn't score any goal. He contributed to the goals. He was posting the ball. The first time Didier Drogba played for Chelsea, Lampard scored more than Didier Drogba.
Yeah.
I'm giving this example, and there was an AFCON played 2-3 back ago. The Moroccan striker couldn't work with his leg. You know, there's something we call dua. There are people who can do dua, both ground and air. But Samartex does well with his head. If you can confirm, 2 goals we can remember. One against Kotoko. Another one, Kotoko. In a different team. Look at the manner of which the cross came.
Yes.
Look at all the true crosses and other goals he has scored, even with Lagos City. So I think one day we have to get his goals so that we discuss and we show people his body positioning and everything.
Yeah.
And the sort of passes he needs to score. So he is such a fine player. If we are able to design the game around him very well, he will produce at least an average of a goal per 2 games. And this year, how many goals?
11.
The highest scorer?
18. 19, Amankola.
Okay, the second highest scorer?
The second highest had 16.
16.
Yes.
He played for top class, right?
Yes.
Mankuna played for Chelsea, right?
Yes.
So he's among the top 4 goal scorers.
Yes.
If you mention the top 4. So this is a bad player who can get you 11 goals. Anybody who can get you 11 goals can get you 20 goals.
And a bad player who scored for a team that scored only 4 away goals.
Only 4 away goals. You understand? So, no, I would urge all of us that when we sit behind the microphone, we shouldn't be a supporter. We should just be like, this is what I'm seeing. Because the build-up is for Ghana. The build-up is not your club. The build-up is for Ghana. So, my last words is to that particular player. He's such a good player.
Okay. Coach, so without a folk, so they have had some justify. Benjamin Asari has joined. How do you rate their signings with the new players that are expected? Mawuli Wayo, Asari is already there. Samuel Amufa is there. Ewua is also there. And then Agbesima is gone. Isakuka has gone to Vision FC. Richard Atta is left. It looks like they will keep goalkeeper Kwesin Ketia and then get additional goalkeeper. How do you see the current transfer update of Hartlepool? Do you think they need some positions like Kotoko have signed at least 1 or 2 in each position?
Yeah, I think they still need, there will still be an addition.
And then the additional one, Theophilus Ayamga, they've been commenting that he might not fit, though he's an 17 star, but he doesn't have the character, the height, the body to play for Hartlepool. He's the U17 number 10.
Yeah.
Do you think? But the deal is almost done. Do you think he can fit in the current?
He can. Hamza came in. He can. You know, the ball has gone beyond.
Abdulaziz.
Yeah, Abdulaziz. Clinton, right?
Yeah, Clinton.
One Clinton boy. I guess we didn't manage him very well.
Yes.
Such a talent.
Even Tariq Jibri at 15.
Tariq Jibri at 15. Someone has seen the rest play.
Yes.
Mo Vinicius is playing. What age did he play? Real Madrid.
Rashford was a student.
What age did he play? Yaman is leading the Spanish national team now.
Yes.
Writing exams in camp. It is time we break down. That we break down a lot of things.
You are too small. Go ahead.
No. It's about the intellect, your IQ, how you understand what is being done on the field. You understand? So
Benjamin Chivanyo,
who came to Olympics recently, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's a lot we can mention. If we want to mention, when Wafa was playing, how old were they?
Augustine Boachi Wafa.
Yes. They became top players when we had big, experienced players. It is about the IQ and understanding. So it is what goes into the player. You know, in video analysis, you say something. What you put in, what they bring out. So once the game is being taught well and is being played well, it doesn't matter. We are not bringing too much youngsters. That is why the youngster must be exceptional. So you don't bring too much youngsters, but maybe 2-3 youngsters who are exceptional, who will build up in the course of the season. You remember Akesi?
Yes.
At Olympics.
Great Olympics, Imano Akesi.
Yeah. He was not playing till one FA game and they said, okay, go in. And he has become a regular player 2 seasons when I was there. And the current season, he still remains an integral part of the team. Look at how smallish, tiny. There's a picture you always post. I can see what she said.
Kosa.
Look at the structure difference. But these are people who help us to get goals when it matters most. So I don't really go with how small you are, but it is the understanding of the game. And some of the players must build up for you. That's why Vinicius today is a big boy. They can Hendrick that is coming, signing for Real Madrid, playing few preseason games, will not be regular, but we'll build it up. We'll be building up.
Commit some mistakes.
It's all about mistakes. The game is all about mistakes. It's never perfect. So any coach who tells you that the person doesn't know it.
It's not a good coach.
No. The weather even change sometimes the pattern of play. Sometimes opponents change the pattern of play. Unless you've built up the team and the party cannot really go like Accra Lions. You know, they have a system. They don't care for players go out because so you become used to. But even then, on certain times, you are in Accra Lions. It's not. But majority of the games will go your way. Minor ones, occasionally 34 games, maybe some 5-8 games. When tiredness set in, you lose your tactics a little bit. You lose your movement a little bit. So it doesn't mean the players are like poor IQ because we actually get tired. I do week when we are in week 17 to week 21. Oh, when we are traveling, nobody sleeps in the bus mostly, unless the players. All the officials from week 24, everybody starts sleeping when we are coming back. I had the longest record, but one day I didn't know where I slept, so they were waiting for me to wake up. Because I never, anywhere record, I stayed till we get to Accra.
But that day,
But when we got to that time, the body was becoming weak. So that's what the players actually go through. So you get to a certain times, they will not be able to give you that percentage. And that is why when we go back, the nutritional aspect and other things, what we eat must also be paramount. How we rest must be paramount. Because sometimes we do the journey over 48 hours when we travel. So I think the young ones can come in. And like House of signing, it is difficult to say it's a bad signing.
Theophilus Ayanga.
No. All the players you've mentioned, they are
Benjamin Asari.
Benjamin Asari
on a good day might become one of the best in the country.
People were complaining about his age.
Yeah.
No, I want to tell my people, Shilton was there for so many years. He got to say he couldn't even dive and the rest. This profession, the most specialized area is goalkeeping. And they are the longest to stay on the field.
Van der Sar.
Yes. The more they stay, Peter Schmeichel, the more they stay, the better they get. He had a good season with Olympics. He had a previous season under our care before he had that leg.
Yes. Injury.
Came back after injury, came back and, your team conceded less, but still went to relegation. So it tells you how good the goalkeeper was. So they were conceding less goals. So 1-0.
And all the matches we watch live testify that he was a brilliant goalkeeper.
So there was nothing like when we watch him, he's flopping.
Yes.
Look at the game against House of Oak.
The second leg.
It was between them and the House of Oak team.
Yes.
And I've known him very disciplined.
I posted that video of him, the saves and all that.
So I think when it comes to goalkeeping, they've signed one of the best. I don't know who will follow next.
They are looking at, the coach is looking at Agbasi. Even though Agbasi is injured, he'll be out for 6 weeks. The coach is also looking at still maintaining the mindset or the idea of signing Agbasi. Then Kwesi Ketia will be the backup. They maybe promote an Arras goalkeeper. So when Agbasi is fit, they just register him.
It is good. So I think it's a good signing. Okay. Whatever they've done so far is good.
All right. Coach, finally, let's look at Samartex. They are the Premier League champions. They've gone in for RTU 3 players. Baba Kushibo, the winger. They've gone in for Lord Hilary Adabo, the first player to assist in the 2023-24 season from a corner kick to a free Owusu. And he has also been Mohamed Al-Hassan Mankoyale, the striker, has also joined them. They've gone to Oko United to get one goalkeeper, one day they've gone to Nations to get Jaff Set, Novienyo, the goalkeeper. It looks like they've not done big signings, but then I think Mohamed Al-Hassan Mankoyale fits into the top signings like Saka Dauda. They are all in the same category.
Yeah. I think they are trying to fix in the hole. So they feel the team is there, and they feel like we need to strengthen the team. We don't need to do an overhauling. The two big things are trying to do overhauling. But this one said, oh no, this one is out. Let me bring this one in. Kayeke is out. So they are looking for Kayeke replacement.
And Sidi Yusuf Dauda.
Dauda replacement.
And then backup.
For them. So I think it's the way to go. There's the way to go. And I think with their software, it tells me that they've been able to maximize it very well. So they know the strength of almost all their players, and they know the weakness of all their players. That is why they don't really need more. I've heard people saying that they are going to Africa. They should do more signing. No, what they've done is enough. So you pick up the point and fixing the hole. So they are trying to play just round holes, not square pegs and round holes. I think that is what they are trying to do.
All right.
They are trying to do their goalkeeping backup and a defensive backup, defensive midfield backup. That whole Kayeke has created it. They want to patch that hole very well. So I think they've done a good job, but they have a tall mountain to climb going to Africa.
All right, Coach, people are of the thought, especially myself, that we might not see the best out of them in Africa because Mediama Sporting Club. I've participated in Africa since 2013, and we had the best of them this year. And so maybe Samartex will use this as a stepping stone to build up coming maybe in the future. Then people have also talked about Swatraman performance and then how they expect them to perform in Africa. And Swatraman is also 2 years old in the Premier League. They are also recruiting young players. They might not also maybe give us what Dreams FC did, but this is also another way to develop.
Let me tell you the danger. Dreams FC brought us a lot of things. They brought us honor, they brought us greatness, and they brought us awareness, and they exposed us to Africa that we are capable.
Yes.
There's a term we use in video analytics. I use Dreams FC was not on the radar of teams. So when the zone was done and he went out, they all went out of the group. Then they decided that no, these people must be watched very well. I remember the first game I spoke to a friend who said they had about 6 video different analysts on the Dreams FC Zamalek first leg. So he said Monday they were in a classroom doing all the plot, giving their feedback to training, to coach, exactly what to do, where to pass, how to get the goals, how to stop them. So what it means is Samartex is a mid-table team. So Atlanta is a mid-table team.
Yeah.
So right now, most opponents, especially people from North Africa, have already started watching them with an eagle eye and listening with a cock ear because of what Zito and the squad did. So they brought us back on the map. So this FC representation look like Asante Kotoko doing wall in Africa.
Yeah.
So rather they added this to Brekum Chelsea. So they remember, do you remember do you remember a certain Brekum Chelsea also came to do the same thing? So rather mid-table teams who win FA Cup must know sure they are in trouble. Nobody will play with them. They will tell you, go.
Even Togolese teams will not joke with you.
They will not joke with you because they can. The recent Dream FC still remain a mid-table team. And went to Africa, was even playing the league and playing Africa. A point in that. Look at the stress they were going
semi-final.
And went to the almost. So, like you are saying, it makes it difficult. That is why you need to inject a lot. You must inject a lot into the players, into the technical team, into how you travel and everything. I think the first stage looked good for all of them. We'll touch on the second stage when the first stage is played.
Okay.
But I've done my permutations already. It's tough.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay.
It's tough.
All right. So this is the transfer update with Mo Shaban. Coach Vincent will join us. In subsequent times, we'll be with him. He will tell us more. On the transfer deadline, they will be with him. So when I mention the player, we do the plotting and everything.
Yeah.
And so he will also join us on the drawing board. And then sometimes you will join us on the drawing board to do the plotting and the performance for us. So this is Mo TV. Thank you for joining us. My name is Shaban Mohammed. We've done a lot. Tell your friends, tell everyone to follow Mo TV, subscribe to Mo TV, and follow our videos and everything. Coach, your final message to Ghanaians who follow us on Mo TV.
I think my final message is everybody should do their best. Let's follow the lead. This is ours.
Yeah.
No matter how it is. There are a lot of lapses, there are a lot of problems. But there's a dedicated channel that is trying to give us all the updates in terms of player movement, both home and abroad, especially local players moving. I expect everybody to follow up. Let's learn, unlearn, and relearn. We must learn, unlearn, and relearn. For us to grow, let's always learn, unlearn, and relearn. And we can learn, unlearn, and relearn on both teams.
Thank you very much. This is Shaban Mohammed, Coach Vincent Abiu.